Alright lads, so continuing on the showcases for the brand new Resurrected Can't Field characters, today we're highlighting one of my favorite characters from the Can't Field World Beyond Resurrection lineup is NELLIEL. She's a really interesting character, and unfortunately the resurrection that she did get didn't give us what we wanted. And by that, she didn't pick up Flurry. Instead, they doubled down making her a hybrid character, so for the sake of this showcase, we are going to try her out as if she is a hybrid, and it might not be the most optimal build, but if this is how they want us to play with the character, that's how we're going to play with the character. But we are going to do this for every Beyond Resurrection Espada. For those that aren't actually aware, in the Bleach Brave Salt official art book, we can see some of the designs that Caleb almost went with. And some of them actually look really cool. One of the interesting things about NELLIEL's design is that every form of Nell had a Hogaku in her chest, which is very similar to where it was later announced that Holo is actually in her heart. But when it came to the final product, the final design, the Hogaku itself is actually located in her lance, which is kind of interesting. And that basically makes this NELLIEL the only Espada to not have the Hogaku where the Holo is supposed to be. In this case, it's supposed to be in her heart. Either way, though, I'm a massive fan of the character design and even the artwork. The artwork looks amazing. This is definitely one of my favorite designs when it comes to the Beyond Resurrection Espadas, and that's quite noteworthy because we do have quite the amazing set of designs across all Espada. With that said, though, let's have a look at this NELLIEL and see exactly what she did pick upon resurrecting. So first up, her soul trait originally being 12% recharge would have been amazing here had she picked up normal attack damage. I really don't get why Caleb was scared to give character recharge and also normal attack. This would have not only been good for her, but any other power character that has utility effects on their SA2. In this case though, she picked up damage to weakened enemies, which is an interesting soul trait. It's the first of its kind. Is it good? Not so much. Given the fact that the extra damage that you do get here is tied behind inflicting a stat element, just a simple strong attack damage, normal attack damage would have been a lot ideal here. And unfortunately, I don't really ever see myself using a soul trait like this. When it comes to the skills though, her innate skill is actually long reach, and that's quite noteworthy because when you see the character's gameplay, she has one of the most fun to play Natchering in the game. It's also very awkward at the same time, but that's because the launch that she has on her Natchering is super fun. The fact that she's picked up long reach, it got me pretty excited to play with the character when I found out she did get this skill around a week or so ago. Additionally, what you will see here is that she does have 100% normal attack damage increase. That originally was 80%, so it went up by 20%, and her strong attack damage originally was 40%, and now went up to 80%. So again, they're trying to make a hybrid character. Would have been nice if the strong attack damage also went up to 100%, so it's perfectly even. But alongside that, weirdly enough, NELLIEL also picked up Havoc, so her strong attacks now have more range, which is kind of interesting. And then surprisingly, she also picked up an increased chance to inflict stat limits against any technique, attribute, or ranker. And to go along with that, you then do 20% more damage to those weakened inflicted enemies. And that is actually a team buff to your entire team, assuming you are a power, attribute, or ranker. So that's basically how they designed the character, right? She got more normal attack damage, she got more strong attack damage, she got more range on her normal attacks, more range on her strong attacks, an increased chance to inflict stat elements. And when you do inflict a stat element, at that point, you're basically doing like 40% more damage. But remember, you are applying weakening, so essentially it's around 90% more damage. For the sake of the run though, I did go ahead and get her to attack level 10, focus level 10, and also SP level 10. Is it worth it? No, but I want to see how this character does perform, and at the same time, unfortunately, I can't reroll the 6th slot, but focus might actually work out here because it is increasing our damage on our strong attacks and also normal attacks. For accessories, we're going with a fortification pill giving us 30% SP, hollow bait with additional 30% attack, and also a hunting cap giving us a mixture of SP, attack, and the second trait is once more attack. For links, we'll go with a mixture of recharge and also full stamina across the board. That's ideally what you want to do here. Strong attacks come back faster. It means we have a better chance to inflict stat elements, and assume we can stay at full stamina, our strong attacks and normal attacks are also doing more damage. For the sake of it, I just went with attack and SP for bonus abilities. It's a very wonky build. This is a wonky character. Let's see how this does work. Alright then, so jumping into single player IT, unfortunately, I'll try and look around, but I don't think there's any quest right now that actually features Technique Ranka, so we can't really demonstrate her increased chance to inflict stat elements. And she's unironically not going to be a bad character to use against any type of Ranka content, because while she does, and we already got hit, great. While it's true she unfortunately does not have guard break, despite it being a normal attack damage character, when you're up against Arankas, they don't have melee guards, so technically she does have guard break, at least when you put her against the content you want to put her against, that being Arankas. But what you'll see right here is that her gameplay honestly isn't that bad, and that's why it's more unfortunate that she didn't pick up Flurry +1, because look at this Natchering. She's the only character in the game to have this as a base character. You just fly around the map, and then with the fact that we have long reach right now, like her Natchering is easily the best Natchering in the game to a certain extent, because it's definitely fun to play with. One thing melee characters do struggle with is that they have to get really up close and personal, and they're very likely to get hit. With Nell, like, you can just sit back from afar and then just lunge into the enemies. I would love for this Nat string to return. Although, keep in mind, NELLIEL was not the first character to have this Nat string. That would be 2000 Year Blood or Yoruichi when she enters like her Thundercat form. But that's only when she's transformed, right? Unfortunately, we already got poisoned. This is not a good run. Just gonna let it play out, though, see how it does go, right? But her model's also quite big, too, especially when you consider she has a massive lance and also tail. And one thing I never realized is that when you actually stop, she moves her leg, which is, I guess, kind of cool. Anyway, though, for her strong attack, her SA1 is the lunge. I guess it makes sense. Her SA2 is a crowd control vortex that goes around. Really good for breaking guard if you need to. And also just keeping the enemies in place so you can do normal attack damage. And then the SA3 is going to be like a vacuum vortex. Has a bit of a slow startup, but it's also really good at SA3 for just grouping enemies in place once more to use your normal attacks, right? She basically has like the best kit you want for a Nat character. And this character's kit, especially with the Nat string, definitely could work in 2023, just assuming they had some really good skills to back it up. I feel like I should probably give this character long stride because I don't like taking damage, but damage output wise, I think we hit 46k there. And that's about the full stamina when we do apply weakening. Let's use that SA3 because again, SA3 can also do some damage. I need to remember that this is a hybrid character build. Strong attacks and normal attacks are doing the damage here. I shouldn't strictly just use one type. But again, we're going to struggle. We're going to just keep getting hit. Let's go ahead and grab the soul bomb. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and use the soul bomb. It's a cool soul bomb. I like it. I like it. Terrible run, though. It's an absolutely terrible run. And we played terrible there. Like, we're going to try that again and not take damage to see how fast an optimal run is. 3 minutes and 23 is super slow. But that's the unfortunate truth about hybrid characters, right? It's awkward to build them. Especially when you try and go down the hybrid route with your accessories and or links. You're honestly probably just better building a full attack. Which I guess we'll try in our next run, right? We'll see the difference between our hybrid builds. Let's just make sure we use our SA2 when we can. Make sure we also don't get poisoned. But right now, damage output's looking quite good. You can even see that our strong attacks are also doing damage. Let's just flash step out the way. I unironically remember back in the old days of GQ, actually using this character for a vortex and also using a Nat string just to get in between stages. Like, it's probably faster for you to use your Nat string than actually flash step, which is kind of cool. Let's use our SA2 there. This is probably like also like the worst way to showcase her in the sense that these rolling hollows can be quite annoying. Let's use our SA3. Almost finishes up one wave, which isn't too bad. Thus far, at least, we haven't had to worry about guard break. So to a certain extent, guard break right now isn't really the issue. It's more so just trying not to get poisoned, I'm not gonna lie. And also not take damage because we are going with like the full stam builds. Could go with low stam. Low stam honestly wouldn't also be too bad. Let's use our SA2 there. Do damage with our SA2 and also normal attacks. SA3's taking them out. Yeah, so it seems like there's not that much melee guards in this quest. And I guess we can also use our soul bomb too, whenever we want it, right? So let's go here, use our soul bomb. She is 5/5 after all, so our soul bomb will do some respectable damage. As you can see there, it took out the entire stage. And maybe here we can just use our SA3. Almost could, actually. We did take damage there, but let's finish up with the SA1. So that run was faster when we don't take damage, but I will say it's awkward. It's very, very awkward. I was playing super passively there. If we were immune to star elements, that would have been actually a lot better. Like 1 minute and 34 seconds is not bad by any, like it is, you know, for her age, it's not bad. For her age, it's not bad. But like hypothetically, if I was farming a lot with this character, I wouldn't want to do that run more than once because there's a lot more stress added to this run. If I take damage, that potentially adds upwards of 2 minutes of extra clear time. Alright, so I found a stage that actually does feature some technique of Rankas, and in this case it is the Silver Scroll quest, where there are many enemies that can dodge, so in this case I gave NELLIEL read a Ranka dodge. But as I said earlier, this is something unironically that you can do, because you can see here, right, when you're going against a Rankas, you're basically one-shotting, and you never have to worry about breaking enemies' guards, because you just go in, and even though we took damage here, this feels good. Like, this in 2023 wouldn't even be that bad. It's actually kind of fun. Unironically, as I said before, you can actually use this character to farm point events if you really want to. Like, let's say you're manually farming it. She does clear relatively fast, assuming there is a new power Ranka character in the game, or a Sparta kill actually, where you then can use her in the point event when there are Ranka enemies. In this case though, this felt good. This actually felt good. Let's use our Soul Bomb. Okura goes down. So in a perfect situation, you know, when you are going against a Rankas, she's actually not bad. She's actually not bad. She's mediocre. It's like, I'm not going to gaslight you that. She's like, it's not that good, but it's serviceable. It's serviceable. You can have a bit of fun with this. But let's do that again. So yeah, we're just going to use our Nat string. Don't even have to use our... I guess we actually can use our strong attacks. Look at that. Even the strong attacks are actually killing. Granted, we do have quite the good set of buffs here. But look at this. I'm actually quite accustomed to using this character because, again, I did use her quite a bit back in the day. The strategy was always to use 4 nat hits, then flash step once, and then 4 nat hits again. And that's usually the best way to go about it. And again, I can use strong attacks if I really want to. Instead of flash stepping, let's just use our normal attacks. Might as well use my SA2 while we're here too, because that will just group everyone up and also do damage too. Yeah, not bad, honestly. It's fun. It's fun. Would love for this to come back in 2024. I really do hope they eventually start to remake some of these Espada. I feel like it's a wasted opportunity not to. A lot of people would pull for these characters once more, with better strong attacks, with better skills. I know I'm definitely not speaking for myself, but a new Aaroniero in the CFYOW design would be amazing. As of right now, only Okura has been remade, but he is the exception. He is an anniversary character, but these are Bracer original designs. They're not really tied to CFYOW World. I feel like if they wanted to make more characters like this, nothing should really stop them. Although if they ever were to give us a new NELLIEL, I would be a tad bit disappointed and also nervous, given the fact that they probably wouldn't return that normal attack string. For our final quest though, let's take it into single player IZ, because at the time, this was the quest that was somewhat difficult. And in this case, thanks to Resurrection and the build that we are going with, you know, with Transcendence now, we are basically almost one-shotting. There are still times where we don't one-shot. Had we been given Flurry, that would have made a massive difference. I do need to remember to use my strong attacks too. I'm still playing like a normal attack damage character, which he basically is, but I can use both normal attacks and strong attacks. Might as well do my SA2 here. Not too bad. Good time actually, because there was quite a few guarded enemies. All right. Like the distance you cover on this naturally, it's great. I know I'm kind of wasting resources by working on this character getting to SP level 10, but you know, even if I only use it for this quest, I only use it for this video, I had fun making this video, so was it really that much of a waste? Maybe it still was, I don't know. But there we go. That's basically NELLIEL. Still a fun character to this day. Honestly, still a fun character to this day. If we ever do get a new power of rank killer, and there are once more rank enemies in the point of it, I'll definitely be taking her out. And you know what? In the future, once we do get an inheritance trial that are rank enemies, I definitely will be trying out once more in that particular quest. Although in that case, I won't be going with a hybrid build. That'll be way too risky. But there you have it, lads. That was the video for today, showcasing our first Beyond Resurrection Espada. With their newfound resurrection, Grimmjow's resurrection showcase will come out in a few days' time. We are getting a new banner tomorrow, so that's going to take priority. But yeah, overall, NELLIEL was a really good character on release. The lack of Flurry wasn't that big of a deal. She was fun back then. She's still fun right now, but unfortunately, you know, I'd be lying if I said this is like an amazing resurrection. I still think she should have been given Flurry +1 at the bare minimum. Had she got that, she would have Flurry +1 and an 80% bruiser. That would actually been unironically good, and would have potentially meant that you could have taken it into guild quests. Her net string would be a bit wonky in there. She'd be flying all over the place, but you know, if she had a place in the meta, even if it was media rank and guild quest, I would have been satisfied with that. I'm also a bit hurt her soul trait wasn't that good too, because again, I've been quite vocal about it. I really do believe we need more recharge and normal attack damage soul traits, and we don't have any. This was a good time to do it, and they didn't do it again. They did not do it again. Either way though, hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the comments below, let me know what you're listening with this resurrection and other character, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.